We're under increasing price pressure from our customers. We outperform our competition, but our market share doesn't show it. These are two common complaints that I hear from business leaders. The problem is that the customer does not perceive the differential value that we are providing to them is greater than the differential price or the price premium that we're asking them to pay. There are several potential causes. First, you may not be communicating your value effectively. In other words, the customer doesn't actually believe any of the claims, the benefit claims that you're making. Secondly, you may perform better on some dimension, but that dimension isn't valuable to your customer. So for example, if the customer only keeps your product for 5 years, but your competition's useful life is 10 years and your useful life is 25 years, those incremental 15 years really produce no tangible value for your customer. And 3, you might be feeling this way or experiencing this in the market because of your competition lowering their price. This could be part of a defined penetration strategy on their part, or it could be just an ad hoc negotiating tactic with specific customers of theirs. To profit from your customer value, you need to quantify what that value is in monetary terms and prove it to your customers. Start by building a customer value model. Your first customer value model is going to be your hardest, so leverage best practices. For example, avoid time-consuming total cost of ownership studies. By definition, a total cost of ownership study requires you to gather all of the data that might have anything to do with your product's performance. This data list gets rather long, and customers don't have the time to provide all that data to you. Instead, focus on what we call the points of difference. So those are areas where your product performs either better than the competition or worse than the competition, and gather the data to prove what just those differences are worth. This streamlines the data collection process. Customers who achieve best practice in quantifying their customer value can execute a value pricing strategy that delivers 3 benefits. First, you may be able to raise price, or at least minimize the amount of price discounting that you're doing. 2, you may be able to increase market share or increase your share of business within specific customers. Or 3, you may be able to get a more profitable mix of business from your customers. When you have a line of business or a product with disappointing sales and profitability, dig into the customer value to solve the problem.